First order of business, of course, as usual, is to approve the minutes of the previous two meetings.
I would move that we approve the minutes of 12/3 and 12/4/25 as written.
Second.
Any additions, corrections, or deletions? Seeing none, those in favor? Give me just a second to sign up. Okay, Kim, thank you. Selectmen's comments, Tom.
Yeah, so I talked to Burgess about fixing the Wi-Fi or improving the Wi-Fi in the firehouse and upstairs here, and they came, they did some preliminary work, and they're gonna spend $150 to put in a new switch to kind of finish the job, and they're gonna install it on the ceiling in the, outside the stairway there, so.
Okay, good.
So I think that should improve the Wi-Fi over here quite a bit. Jason and I were talking today. I just wanted to bring up about the Route 1 safety meeting that we had. We need to remember to reach out to DOT in January to meet with them about that. I don't know. I'm not sure who was going to do that. Is that?
No, I don't either. And I think Allison suggested the other day in the email that, do we want to send the findings that you...
The report thing?
Yeah.
I think we should send them the minutes of what we came up with.
Yeah.
And then see if we can pick a night, do it on an off Wednesday.
Okay.
And I'd like to do it during the month of January if they can do it.
Okay.
Yeah. It should be Bob Skehan.
All right, so I'll send, and we have email from him. I'll send him that report.
Yeah, I mean, you just say we had our own...
Right.
That's what they wanted us to do, yeah.
And at Jason's request, created a proposed sign design for the salt and sand building.
So short story on the sign, I think you guys remember the last meeting you passed Tommy and I with this sign thing. So I called the sign company that the town deals with, and the cheapest or the best way to go is an aluminum sign with vinyl letters. It's like under $150, and it would just be fairly simple. It would just say Town of Woolwich, Sand, Salt.
If we could just make the town of Woolwich a little bit bigger.
Tommy? Yeah. So make that bigger, make that a little small. Yeah. And then that is the address, 259.
Maybe all, you know.
But that's
The address can stay small, but I think the town of Woolwich should be more.
the proportions are 24 inches by 30 inches, that's correct?
That's
It
a
has to fit
standard.
on there. Yeah.
Yep, so next question, white background, green letters, white background, blue letters, white ground.
Blue.
Okay,
Blue
what I'm asking
letter?
you, no, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. No, but anybody care, or,
Yeah, I don't.
Let's say white with-
I would think, you know, something, yeah, if you think it's blue or red, everybody's gonna think it's political, I think it's green.
Green.
I say it could be black, it could be black too, like.
Black or white letters.
Dark green.
Green.
Yeah, green.
Green.
Green's kind
Yeah,
of
I would,
Green's good, Dale?
Yeah.
So it looks like
All right, so white and green.
an exit sign?
All right, so we'll tell you.
Dark green, about the color of that, right
All
there.
right,
All
I'll
right.
take that, yeah.
The letters or the background?
The background.
The background's white and the letters.
Typically, they-
Background white, the letters green.
Typically, it's white with colored letters.
Yeah.
So yeah, so fix that, email it to me.
All right.
All
All right, sounds good. That's all for me.
Dale.
I've been out for all the storms, checking out the roads. I think they're doing a pretty good job.
I agree.
You know, there's
I
been some
noticed the
grumbling out
other
there.
night, I saw, I'm not sure who it is because most of them don't have signs on the side of their truck. But somebody was out, one of the sand trucks was out the other night having someone to go sand, you know. And that's a good sign, that they know that they have the sand when it's slippery, even though it didn't storm, you know.
Sean, you had any
There's a lot
trouble
of
out
areas
there?
in town where the sun
I've had a
melts
few
during the
complaints,
day,
but that was
freezes
during the
at
storm or
night,
after the
that
storm,
sort of thing,
but
you know.
I relayed them to Jason, so,
Yeah, I shared those, Sean, with the guys, and,
yeah.
you know, if you drive around Wisconsin.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I personally.
I just was, just sharing.
I mean, if you have people who can't drive, I just can't hold.
No, but,
There, trucks still say jet
no,
on the side.
no. No, I mean, I think overall, I don't know, my father can weigh in, but I think overall, I mean, we've worked with them a lot, he's been communicating with them a lot, we have to, and I think they're doing, it's difficult,
Doing a good job.
you know? Your turn?
Your turn.
All right, so I did another meeting with Ruth from Kelt with 4 CMP folks, and the idea is to try to get this pole stuff down at the boat launch area, the proposed boat launch area, to be done with their current resilience project, and hopefully that will work out. I think seems to get the idea. There has to be one taken out, and there'd be a bigger gap.
How are we doing on the permits now?
Everything's going forward. We got all our paperwork and did all that stuff, and so I think construction is supposed to be next
Well,
fall.
everybody signed off except the main DEP, right?
Yeah, but obviously they want this project for what it does, and so Ruth doesn't see any real problems with that. Then, what else? The repair in the fire department, that got done. The sheetrock's been repaired. Kimmy already got the bill. It was several $100s, but I guess that's all good. You happy with that?
Yeah, looks good, thank you.
And then the holiday program, I think we were all there. I just wanted to say that the entire select board, Allison obviously kind of emceed it, but that was a well attended and very nice thing done. And I guess that's all I got.
I've got just a couple of things real quick. I did get a call from Dale Reno. He's got some time on his hands. He's gonna pick up some more clapboards and start putting clapboards back on the old townhouse, which I'm glad to hear. And the other thing is, I wanted to point out, I don't know how many people here in the audience have been paying attention to Washington County. Washington County's $11 million in debt because they haven't been doing audits every year. And now Penobscot County is now come up with almost $8 million in debt for the same reason. And Waldo County just announced the other day that they're in trouble. And the most recent audit that the Saginaw counties had done is 2022. So I'm on the budget committee over there, and it's hard to know that any of the numbers they're gonna give us are worth anything, because that's what's been getting all these counties in trouble. They've been estimating what their undesignated surplus was and carrying that amount forward. Well, if you estimate you got $1 million, but you only got 800, it doesn't take long before you're in trouble. And so I am kind of being a pain to the commissioners over there about their audit situation to try to get them to bring it up. And so far, they're not budgeting too much. And that's all, that's it for me. So, public comments. Anybody from the public want to talk about anything? Yes, ma'am.
Who is responsible for shoveling the sidewalks on Route 1? Is that the state?
The state says we are, we say the state is.
And so then nobody gets it done then?
It doesn't get done. No.
Okay.
We looked into it one year, and it was, the lowest bid we got was several $1,000s, $35,000, $40,000 to do that little stretch downtown. And it was just,
Well, if you're-
something we can't afford.
So if you remember, we did a pilot program.
Right.
We did a pilot program for a short term. This is a long time ago, and David's right. So you effectively remove all the snow that gets plowed from Route 1 over there. And it has to be trucked away. So traffic control, it's a very expensive, and so
You would involve the sheriff's deputies and everything else, and then you gotta have a place to dump the snow. Can't just dump it anywhere, because it does have salt in it and everything. We thought maybe we could dump it back down to the town owns quite a lot of land at the end of the ferry road there downtown. People down there kind of they kind of will make you think that they own it, but they don't. We own right to the water's edge. And, we thought maybe we could dump snow down there, but that turned into something without getting federal permits and everything else. So it's quite an expensive proposition. And the one year that Jason and his crew did clean off the sidewalk, everybody still walked in the road anyways.
It's just got quite a deterrent for the pedestrian traffic. I mean, I found it I walk my dogs up Route 1 every morning, and I can't have them walking out the road because people up my way drive all over the place and they're gonna hit them. So I'm just curious as to if that was a state problem or a town problem.
well, it's a state property, it's a state thing. But as David said, the reality is, how do we afford to do it?
The reality is they told us if we wanted it done, we were welcome to do it.
Yeah.
That one year, the guy plowing it did drop his wind plow on it, and he'd wing it back some, and, that helped a little, but that didn't cure it either, I mean, it's just, it would be very, very expensive to do that.
Well, it's dangerous, but.
Jack?
Yeah, being this a state highway, I don't think the town should.
Well, no, I know that, but But I mean, it's definitely, we have a lot of pedestrian traffic, we have a lot of people that
That's
walk.
all, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, coming around there the other morning and having to take my dogs out on Route
Yeah.
1 while everybody's buzzing by at 80 miles an hour was a little bit scary, and I had no other alternative because I was already into it, so.
How do you get there though? From your place, you must
Oh.
come up Woodbridge and walk right over the bridge, right?
Actually, so no, what we do is we walk up Bayfield, we cut through the woods,
Okay,
come down Miller.
okay. No sidewalks there though, right?
No sidewalks there, but then when we get back out to Route 1
Oh, I
to
see.
come up to Old Aroustic, that short little space.
I see, yeah.
And I do know that a lot of people walk their dogs. We got a lot of dog walkers. We got a lot of people walk our area because it's safe and it's easy, not a lot of traffic.
Yep.
So it's, you know, it's something that's a concern of our area. But I was figuring that it would be a state issue to come and take that away, and they could easily find some place to dump it. They dump it. All the other towns have places to dump their stuff. And Town of Brunswick hauls their snow and ice
Well,
somewhere.
The last time that I had any communication to them, they said that we don't do sidewalks.
Right now, what Bath does is they come across the Bath Bridge, the Bath Public Works, but they can't turn around, so they have to go all the way to Woolwich, they turn on the back.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, you're just moving thousands of yards
So
of
if I
snow.
slip and fall and crack my head open, I could sue the state of Maine then, right?
That's up to you.
Yeah, right. No comment.
Hey, that's it. Once you grab that over the tails, what you do with the state, they give you a little project.
Give me a little project,
Yeah.
okay. Thanks, Chad, thanks for having me tonight. I got plenty of free time. Thank you, guys.
Well, it's on.
Tom, you had something?
Yeah, I noticed earlier that you guys took care of the vegetation on the solar panels, but I haven't found anything on the website yet about what the solar output is on a routine basis. I don't know if there's any effort in that regard. Just wanted to check, see if that's on your agenda.
Yeah, it's on the to-do list for the communications committee. We'll probably get done within the next month or two. It just hasn't been a hot issue, I guess, for us.
Thought maybe I would have looked in the wrong place or something, just wanted to check.
No, it's not there yet.
Stay tuned, Tom.
Thanks.
Town administrator's report. Kim.
So the security system is finally up and running, along with the cameras at the park. And Sean and you guys looked at it tonight, it gives a pretty good view of the park area. And then also across the street at the parking area, gives us a lot better view. I'm just wondering, is there any way to get a street light over at the parking area?
Over here?
Yeah,
Outside the two that are there?
are there two there? I just noticed that it's pretty dark over there.
Well, we had the new one installed by the pole that's, you know, on the meeting house side, then we have the spotlight on the other one.
Okay,
So we do have two, but,
all right.
and then,
There's two, then I guess I just,
all right, well, we can keep an eye on it.
we'll deal with it.
Yeah, they can always be tweaked, or, you
Yeah,
know.
right, I haven't even had really chance, to look at the security camera over there, in the dark, 'cause they just got it set up at like 5 o'clock last night, so it'll take some trial and error to get it over there. But it does show quite a bit, so it'll be nice that we can kind of start finding or figuring out who's doing what over
Read
there.
bug numbers and stuff. Yeah,
Right,
sure.
reading license plate numbers and things like that. Also, I know that you guys wanted to talk about when we want to start doing evaluations and start the budget meetings. Do you want to talk about that now, or do you want to talk about it during new business, or? Probably under new business.
Go for it.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
here.
well, you said you wanted to start changing the evaluations from June to January, right?
Correct.
So, our next meeting is gonna be in January, so when would you like to start doing them? Our first meeting will be January 7th.
Do we have anything ahead of that meeting now, that night?
Not that I'm aware
You
of.
guys want to
No.
send them to evaluations at 4 o'clock?
Right, because we have to meet first, right?
Right.
Yes,
What we're gonna do is, we're gonna meet, we're gonna do them the same way we did last year. We're gonna do one sheet.
Yeah.
We're all gonna sit there and decide what number we put on that sheet.
Okay.
So we wanna do them 4 o'clock? Okay.
okay.
I'm good.
And then, probably schedule the evaluations for the next meeting after that, which would be January, whatever, the 21st.
Yeah.
Oh,
14 to
2
7.
weeks.
Yeah.
I don't count tonight.
So set the evaluations for January 21st.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah,
Starting
might
at
well
what,
start it.
like
We'll start them at what, 3:30?
Yeah. Yeah, 3:30, okay. All right, and then, budget meetings, when do you wanna start doing that? In
Well,
January,
I
first
got down
February?
on the new business, so let's do it now. I wanna start doing budget meetings, we should do those, let's start the first meeting in February.
Okay.
And we'll start, what, 4 o'clock? Take an hour to do all, we can do all the boilerplate in an hour. And then that night we'll decide when we're gonna do them further. I think we should do them on off Wednesdays, the one we know.
Yeah, either off Wednesdays, or I think last year we even talked about doing them on a weird day, like on Tuesdays or on Mondays or something like that, but,
Tuesdays are hard for me.
off Wednesdays is fine.
Yeah, we could do, let's do them on off Wednesdays, and we'll do them at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, spend an hour or so doing them. And, but we can, the first one, we'll set the
Schedule.
the schedule that night. But we can do the boilerplate stuff in an hour. You know, the stuff that's on the warrant every single year. We can just review that and do that the first night. And then, we'll need all the budgets by the second Wednesday in February.
February.
So, get your pencils out, guys.
Yeah, okay. And then, our new employees, Tegan and Janelle, they're gonna start on Monday, January 5th. So they'll be our new deputy clerks. Excited for them to start. And then just a reminder that next Wednesday is Christmas Eve and we'll be closing at noon. That's all I have.
Okay. Road Commissioner, Jack Shaw.
I don't really have anything to do.
I do not.
What I've seen of the plowing so far and so on, I think they're all doing a good job. I have not been out snooping, but I have been, in any of my travels, and I think they're doing well. Seems to be coming together quite well for a brand new program, and, I think we're on the right path.
How's
I've
the,
had no complaints from anyone.
I had no complaints, and I think they're doing okay. I have to say that you guys spoiled us, you know. It's been a long time, you guys did a great job, and we really appreciate that. These guys they're up to probably 90% of what you guys did, which is good just for a start.
are we using the amount of salt and sand that we budgeted for? I mean, does that appear to be getting used at the same rate it would have otherwise been?
Oh, hell, how do we know?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of things you need to think about. I think winter started earlier this year. Yeah, it's been colder and it started earlier, and we've been keeping track, and I don't think anybody's wasting anything. I think that, Kim, you
Well,
should.
I had a question and I brought it up to Tommy because, Landcrafters, they, order salt
Yep,
and you guys order salt.
yep.
So I think I had a $12,000 salt bill last
Yep.
week that I had to pay. So I'm wondering if they're keeping, you guys in the loop of how much they're using
They
and how
are.
much they order, okay?
They are, and I talked to the dispatcher.
Okay.
I talked to the dispatcher today because there's another load order. So like the other day, I'll give you an example. We talked to Dave and he said, I've used 4 loads this year and I have some on hand, but you have these events coming, and he's doing 2 major routes that are kind of a salt priority route. So it gets really tricky. He's like, what do you think? And it's like, well, you can't go to the holidays. They shut down for the holidays on delivery. So we went over this today with the dispatcher. So like next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no deliveries. Next week after that, same thing, So you've got to do a little planning. So there's inventory. That's the part that's kind of deceptive.
Right.
So it doesn't mean it's all used yet.
Right, I just wanted to know that you
Yeah.
guys were talking to
We
each other
are.
because I'm like,
Yeah.
if you're ordering it for him and he's ordering it for himself.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
we're
and
taking.
we've got
Yeah. So we're
surplus.
taking. Yeah. So yes, he handles his, and then all the other contractors are what we're handling.
Okay,
So, but it is the total.
yep.
No, we're doing. I think in January, what we need to do is we'll just do go through our expense detail like we always do before we start budget in February, and we'll just see. But I think pretty confident that the budget we put together is going to be okay. Winter is a wild card, and ice.
Okay, I have,
We did one thing, sorry.
Oh,
You
no,
got something
I was
else?
just noticing coming in tonight, the sand out here makes an awful mess tracking in.
I know, I don't know why they use sand.
I don't know why
on the
we're
walkway.
using sand out in this parking lot either.
Yeah. They
That's
sanded the
Jeff,
walkway
so-
rather than.
Well, no, but I walked in the steps and he said,
That's
it's a
Jeff.
horrible mess.
Yeah.
But I think it's his son that does it, right?
Yeah, but
We ought to speak to him, because we never use sand on that walkway, because it gets
Yeah.
saturated.
Are the pails you have the ones he provided?
No, I have bought the salt.
Okay, I say if you need pails of salt, we can obviously get you what you need.
Yeah, no, I just had to have Nick come open and.
No, but I mean, if you need anything, just tell.
No, I prefer the salt because it melts it right away. I don't like the sand.
Get all the
So-
rugs, yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
I would agree, because our bays are
It's
full
a
of
mess.
sand right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, they never used the sand
I know,
close to
it's-
the buildings at all, they always used to
Yeah.
use just pure salt out front here, so we should tweak them on that.
okay. I'll reach out.
Okay, moving on. Thanks, Jack. Codes officer report, this is quite a report, actually. Sign complaint on Route 1, Maine DOT checked it and said the sign is on the property owner's side of the fence, but he's drafted an enforcement letter to be sent to the property owner. That's the political sign up there on top of the hill. It doesn't meet town code, everything, so it's an illegal sign, so that's gotta be taken care of. On Monday, December 15th, Chief Merrill referred a mobile home on four-way off Hedge Road, Bridge Road that had a number of issues to include no water, no power, and in disarray. There's a mother and several children living there, generator on site where extension cords run into the home, also a wood stove that appears to clearly not be safely connected. Pictures were supplied to show the situation. He met with Paul Dumney, the health officer, and he agreed to check the residence. Follow-up, Paul visited the home where the maternal grandfather was present. He was in the process of properly repairing and installing an insulated pipe for the wood stove. The electrical panel has been repaired. Both water and power service are back on. He's also addressing several additional household matters. The parental grandmother lives on the same road, and often the children stay with her at night, overnight. In closing, Paul will return next week to conduct a follow-up visit and speak with the mother. This time, conditions appear to be improving and generally in order. Consent agreement, home on 110 Chop Crossroad at a detached garage that's within the right-of-way of the setback of the road. A consent agreement was completed and recorded with the Saginaw County Deeds Office. That's the codes officer's report. EMS Director, Dan.
So far in December, we've had 23 calls already, 19 patients, 15 transports. A lot of our calls are coming back to back, one on top of each other, and we get to them all, but it's, we called MC1 5 times. We were called to Wiscasset 3 times from mutual aid, and we called them once. It will likely be a record high year for calls. My estimate right now is we're currently sitting at 380, so we're gonna get 380 to 400, depending on how the month goes. It's just been a crazy year. Our crews are doing great, but it's a lot more than we used to get. We also received an application for a new standby EMT today, recently moved to the area, and she just walked right in and said she wanted to be a part, so hopefully that will go through and we'll get another person. I will be gone from tomorrow through the 23rd, and my crew knows and they're set on going to do family stuff out of state. So, and that's my report.
Okay, any questions for Dan? I see another, Sean.
14 calls, a lot of accidents. Like having an accident almost every day lately. Thank you, Jason, for taking care of the drywall issue. I mentioned earlier the minor leak with one of the toilets downstairs. Is that going to get looked at some point?
Yeah, you heard that, right? One of the toilets is leaking.
Really?
Yeah, the one that's downstairs, it's leaking around the base of the toilet. So I don't know if
The one in the
it's-
shower, in the...
Yeah, in the bathroom down there. Yeah. But other than that, I don't have any other major issues. I did everything for Kim for payroll, and she had a couple folks come in.
Is the toilet leaking all the time, or just? when-
Yeah, so it was white. It was noted last week, and they wiped around the base of it, and I just looked tonight, and it's wet again. There's standing water under it tonight, so I think there's a seal going bad or something.
Probably the seal under
The donut.
the toilet.
What do you
Well,
want to
you
do?
could get our new facilities coordinator
We never made that a formal announcement yet. That's right. Dale, did you want to,
I would say call.
want to call Ron? Want to call Ron?
Call Ron, have him come up.
Do you want to call Ron?
I don't care.
Well, if you're going to be facilities,
If it's safety, I think, but if it's a building.
are you going to be able to let him in with the new alarm system?
No, I'll go get him and do it.
If you have any youngsters to come on Saturdays?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
No, he doesn't.
I bet he has Saturdays and Sundays. You'll find out.
Okay, so, all joking aside, somebody call.
Yes.
All right, anything else, Sean?
I'm very thankful for that code enforcement, Mike Field, follow up on that. We had a good conversation the other day, and I had several of my folks, including myself, were very concerned with the conditions of that particular resident. So very happy with that outcome so far. So.
If you can't get anybody to get that snow blower down here, let me know and I'll go and get it Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna meet tomorrow night.
You guys can do it, it's a lot easier, because I can't put it in the back of my truck.
Right.
I have to put a trailer on the front,
Right.
and it's a pain.
Okay, so I will mention it.
All right, old business, anybody have anything for old business? If there's none, we'll move on. New business, adoption of safety policies, we'll do them all at once or individually?
All at once.
I say all at once.
All at
yeah.
once.
Okay, I'd take a motion to adopt them all at
There's-
once.
Yeah, there's 5, right, Kim? I would move that we adopt all 5.
4.
I thought we found the other one.
Well, we don't have to adopt that one, that's just
Yeah, that's four.
administrative.
Yeah, that's,
All right, so the 4 policies that we, safety policy, I move that we adopt those.
Second.
Those in favor? Let everybody know what we're talking about. This, what's the name of the program?
it's called the Workers' Comp Safety Incentive Program. And we had signed up for it back in July.
And if we adopt these policies and we set up a committee, safety committee, and by doing so, we will get 10% off our workers' comp costs. And if we stick with it for 4 years, they'll give us an additional 10% off. Our workers' comp runs about 42 grand a year, so it's worth doing this. It's a bit of a pain, but it's worth doing.
It'll be worth it.
We'll be safer
We'll be safer.
as a bonus.
Tommy will know not to do certain things during elections.
No more using the stapler.
Right? And we'll push her drawer in when she gets up. Walks away.
Seems like every year it gets a little more complicated around the town. 50, 60 years ago, the selectmen didn't do any of this stuff, you know? It was not 1/10 of the rules and regulations that there is today. Okay, discussion of camera installation of salt and sand building. I think that's already been cured.
Well, you could say what you did, you met.
Yeah.
I met with 5 Acre, Pie Barker, or whatever it is there, which is Seacoast, what used to be Seacoast. The guy was talking $2,000 or $3,000 to put a camera on that building. Jason put one on for a whole lot less money than that, and I thank him for doing that, and
No charge to the town.
no, I think
No,
the town should reimburse you for that.
No, it's fine. Let's get it set up so I can see it now, and I'll get you and Tommy and Dale, whatever you want. I can set it up and you can see it anytime you want. Wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah. It is kind of neat. There's a sign up there that says that you're allowed to take 2 buckets of sand whenever you want. I would say we have an awful lot of people in this town that failed math.
Well, it's been,
And some of the buckets
Stretch.
look more like wash tubs. So I guess when they get 2, it doesn't say what size bucket. So I guess when somebody shows up with 2 bait trays and call them buckets, I guess that is, at least meets the spirit of it, right?
Yeah.
But,
yeah. This last rain event that we had with the frozen ground, it's been tricky. And so you get phone calls from folks that say, 2 pail limit, does that mean if I come back in an hour I get 2 more pails? I mean, it's really difficult. And I showed these guys tonight, and today, in an hour and a half period, how many people come.
As long as it's going into a personal car or pickup or something, I don't have a problem with it. It's when you see the pickup back up that nobody recognizes, and then the two guys jump out and shovel the whole back of the pickup full, you know they're going out sanding the driveways and making a buck, and it's costing the taxpayer money for them to do that. That's not right.
That's right. The speaker is set up with sound and voice or whatever, and I did that the other night. Midnight. You could, I mean, it's wild entertainment. No, it is. I'm not kidding. And you can look and see and talk, and I did. I yelled at a guy the other night. Said, "Whoa,
Hey,
Waste from above.
could you, are you picking up by your 6 neighbors, or? You know?
Well, that's what they said. They were, I'm doing my mom's and my, okay, all right. Well, what we do is, just so you know, is we put out like two or 3 yards at a time. And so it worked out well. But over the weekend, so I reloaded it Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning. I mean, it's been busy because of ice. But what they did Saturday morning, I mean, they got it down. Somebody literally scraped every, there was nothing. They cleaned everything, around the outside of the building, everything. And so, I don't know. What are you gonna do though?
It's their tax dollars that are paying for it.
That's the way they're gonna see it. And these events don't happen. Last year was a little bit milder this way.
Well,
You know,
yeah,
year full of
yeah.
work, you know.
If it looks like somebody's own vehicle,
Yeah.
that's one thing.
Most people
But-
we
But
know.
when you see somebody back up with a pickup and they're filling 12, 14, 16 buckets or whatever, you know that it's not for their own driveway, not unless they got one heck of a long driveway.
No, there's a good sign there that explains that, and people do see the camera. I had a woman call me right up that knows me and said, I noticed I'm on camera, and is it a live feed to Facebook? And I said, yes. And she said, I took way too many pails. I said, oh, don't worry, people. No. I said, no, it doesn't go to Facebook.
Just a reminder that you have your license tag.
Pardon me?
We should add that to the sign.
You're on Facebook?
This camera does, you know,
Yeah.
We have your,
post on Facebook.
we have your license tag.
Yeah. I mean, it really is, for all the years that we did it, personally, ourselves, I had a couple of times, and you're right, Dave, it's one time, I remember specifically, 3 guys came down, one pickup, shoveled on the yard, and we were kind of rough with them, and they were not from Woolwich, they were going to another town, and they had this story, they were gonna, so I said, well, I'll follow you over, and I'll see if you're gonna do this little old lady's driveway, I'm gonna make sure you don't charge her, we're gonna go right over and follow you, and then they started shoveling the other way. But,
Well, I mean, there's always gonna be,
Yeah.
somebody picks up 3 pails, no big deal,
Yeah.
But, it is kind of disconcerting when you see somebody just, with a whole pickup truck full of pails,
yeah.
but anyways, it's there, and, it is paid for with tax money now, so, use it, properly. If nothing else comes before the board, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.